Here we have a 2018 on an 18 registration BMW M3 Competition package. This car, as you can probably already tell from the video, is one of my favourites in terms of it's finished in this stunning BMW individual Macau blue metallic, and it's a very different colour depending on how you look at it, so you'll see shortly. If you're looking at it closer up under the lights, it's almost got a bit of blue and purple in it, hence the Macau blue, but from a distance where you are now, it's almost quite grey. So it's a wonderful colour, changes in the light you look at it. It makes a massive contrast to the carbon fibre roof, which again you'll see as we go around the car. But just briefly, it's a two-owner car from new. It's done just over 25,000 miles and it's got a full BMW main dealer service history. So in terms of provenance, the car is fantastic. It's got a lovely specification as well, which we'll talk about as we go around the car. But if we start at this front end, as you come in, you'll get a good look at the colour that I mentioned under the lights. So, and it's even a good contrast against the black kidney grills at the front here as well. And obviously being an M car, you've got the double fins on the kidney grills. And then you've got these BMW LED lights. So these have automatic high beam assist on them as well, which again, I'll show you the button for that when we get in the car. And the Angel Eye daytime running lights, a fantastic looking light on these M3s. And then being a competition package, we've got these 20-inch competition wheels. These are the darker shadow line version of the wheels. You can have a more silver chrome sort of finish on them, which is a standard wheel. This is an option to have it in the darker shadow line. And then you've got those beautiful blue M calipers behind there as well. And massive, obviously, as you would expect for the performance of the vehicle, massive brake disc behind there as well. It's a great looking wheel in my opinion and suits the car very nicely. And then coming down the side, again, we've got these big sort of scoops in the front arches here. That's how, obviously, other than the fact that the car is much wider in the first place, that's one way of telling it's an M3 versus a standard 3 Series. And then another way is these M door mirrors, which have this sort of fin that almost joins up to the A pillar here. And it's more for aero to let, you can get your hand straight through there. And again, all body coloured door mirrors. And again, if you have a look, you'll see the contrast between that sort of Macau blue and the carbon roof there. Obviously lacquered carbon roof as well, so completely protected. If you have a look inside the car, you'll see it's a lovely finish in there. All the carbon fibre accents on the dashboard as you would expect, and those beautiful M seats with the contrast white stitching on them. And the M badges in the middle of the seats actually illuminate in the dark, so you can see them much nicer. And believe it or not, the M Performance mats in this car are around £120 option from new, so a very expensive mat in there as well. And we do have the originals, which I'll show you as we get around the car, but we'll talk more about the interior options as we get around the driver's side. You can see the privacy glass on the back doors here, and obviously that continues to the back window. And if you have a quick look in there, you'll see, being an M3 versus an M4, one of the bonuses is the 5-door or 4-door saloon, should I say, and lots of room in the back for children or even adults if you needed to put people in there. It's a lovely, lovely place to sit. All merino leather that you get in the M cars these days, so very comfortable as well. And if you come around the back, one thing I always like to look at on the M3s is if you're standing at the back and looking down the side, you can see just how much those arches come out from the car. So it's a really sort of wide stance on the car, and they're just a cracking looking car. Like I said at the start, one of my favourite looking cars, and in particular this specification is just beautiful. And then on the boot lid here, we've got this carbon fibre extended spoiler. So again, the previous owner has put that on the car from BMW, and it's just a lovely looking option, just helps make it stand out from most of the other cars available. And then being an M car, you've got those iconic 4 quad exhaust pipes, and being a competition package, they're finished in the black rather than silver or standard chrome. And the Macau blue continues on the diffuser, and obviously the rest of the bodywork on the car. It's got reversing sensors and front sensors as well, and a reversing camera, which you'll see just up there. And if I open the boot, as I touched on earlier, we've got a few bits in the boot, so it's plenty big enough, obviously, as you would expect for a 3 Series. A huge boot, very deep, goes a long way, and you can fold those middle seats down to give you a bit more room. But we've also got, if I'm very gentle here, the original sort of boot lip spoiler. So if for some reason somebody didn't like the carbon spoiler, there is the option to have the original spoiler fitted back on the boot. And we've also got the original mats from BMW that replace those M Performance mats that we showed at the beginning of the video. And also underneath that, there's also a BMW boot protector there as well in rubber. So obviously the previous owner has very much cared for this car. It was their pride and joy, and it's been very well looked after. And if I pull the boot down as well, the boots are so light on these, you can do it with one finger very, very easily. They don't weigh much at all. And then coming around the driver's side, if I just open up and jump in the driver's side of the car now, we'll talk about more of the interior options. So getting in the car, if you come and have a look at the driver's door card, so starting at the top in the A pillar here, we've got the Harman Kardon tweeters. So the car's got the Harman Kardon stereo system, and obviously a bigger tweeter in the door there as well. And then you've got this beautiful merino leather, very soft leather all across the armrest and even up on the sides there with the contrast grey stitching through there as well. Obviously all electric windows and power folding door mirrors there as well. So all the sort of features you would expect on a car like this. And then if I just press the start button to bring all of the infotainment to life in here, and I'll fire the car up as well so you can hear it. And it's a fantastic sounding straight six twin turbo 3-litre engine. It's just a wonderful engine. These cars, as I said at the start, are more than fast enough for anything you would ever need in the UK. And then if I just push a few buttons here, just so that I can pop it into reverse and show you on the big screen in the centre here, if I pop it into reverse, the car's also got surround camera system. So if I just come up here and press that, because the driver's door's open, obviously it's blanked out the driver's side, but you'll see the back and the front side camera there as well. And if I just go back, obviously you've got the 360 parking sensors there as well. And if I pop that back into reverse, you can just have your sort of standard reversing camera there, and you can choose to have parking guidelines on there as well. And if I go back into neutral and pop the car back onto the normal settings, you can see a huge widescreen sat nav on here. It's BMW's professional media system, so it's the best system that they offered at the time. And if I bring you back over to the driver's sort of area of the car, on the steering wheel here you've got the triple coloured stitching of the M Performance logo, so you can see it actually on the bottom logo there, and the stitching to contrast there. Again, as I mentioned at the start, you've got the adaptive headlights button on the indicator stalk here. And then one thing that's very important on this car, if you look directly ahead, if we can pick it up on the camera, there is a heads-up display. You can just about see it up there. There you go, it's focused. So that in normal mode stays like that, and if I pop it into one of these M modes, you'll see it's gone into almost like a race car style rev range, so you can change the heads-up display to show whatever you would like it to show. It will show the navigation and stuff like that if you set it to do so. You know, it's a very usable everyday sports saloon, I would call it. It's very fast as well. And then down here, all the buttons for changing that M mode, so that allows you to have the car in comfort, sport plus, efficiency, or just sport as well. So lots of modes you can choose for the throttle, steering weight and gearbox shift speeds as well. Lots of customization in here. And then another feature that I'd like to show you, under this armrest in the centre here, the car's also got a wireless phone charger. So if you've got a phone that you can fit on there, it will extend backwards. You can have wireless phone charging whilst you're driving along as well. So as I say, very practical, very usable. And I'll just jump out the car now to sort of summarise the vehicle for you. So as we mentioned at the start, it's finished in this beautiful individual colour that is Macau blue. So the BMW individual range, you have to phone BMW when you order it. You won't see this colour as an option on BMW's website. Obviously there is a new model now, but you wouldn't have done at the time. So not many in this colour at all, and it is a beautiful colour, definitely worth seeing in the flesh if you get the opportunity to do so. This car, 2 owners from new, a full BMW main dealer service history, just under 26,000 miles, and absolutely beautiful. My name's Ben, thank you very much for watching.